Hopkins and then Jan Sylvester.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Monica Hopkins, and as Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Idaho, and on behalf of the 2,000 ACLU members in the state of Idaho, I'm here to express our concerns about and our opposition to House Bill 404. The First Amendment sets a floor, not a ceiling, for determining whether the government should accommodate the American ideals of free expression and assembly. There is no reason why the Idaho legislature cannot embrace a more expansive understanding of the right to assemble as outlined in Article 1, Section 10 of the Idaho Constitution, and allow the Occupy protesters and their tents to assemble in an effort to consult for the common good in a way that is and has been consistent with public safety and health. Living in the Occupy Boise vigil cannot be easy, especially in the winter, but these folks have chosen to do that because they see their physical presence as a reminder of government choices that are damaging the lives of everyday Americans. In this way, what they are doing is protected symbolic speech. In First Amendment cases, the government carries the burden of proving constitutionality of its actions. The problem that distinguishes the Clark case, the Supreme Court case that has been referenced on the other side of this wonderful building, is the regulation had been in effect for years before it was invoked on those protesters. This bill seeks to evict a given set of protesters and has been crafted in a quick way that is problematic, one that will last beyond the Occupy movement should it end. It is crafted on the Boise City Camping Ordinance, which has been litigated since 2009, and on the day this bill was introduced in the House, the briefings were due in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. It seems problematic and irresponsible to fashion a fast-track piece of legislation that models itself after an ordinance that has been litigated for 2 years, and which leaves the state open to litigation at the expense of Idaho's taxpayers. The ACLU has a problem with the enactment of the emergency provision, coupled with authorized persons immediately seizing and disposing of property without due process, and opens such authorized persons to potential misconduct suits. The Occupy movement seeks to redress government practices that increase economic inequality, and in Idaho, where the homeless population has jumped 34% from 2007 to 2010, a statute such as this one may serve to further intimidate and harass the homeless, particularly for the involuntary and necessary act of sleeping.
And Ms. Hopkins, we're running out of time.
Absolutely. We look to our legislative leaders, to this committee, to engage in inquiry and conversation. If you pass an anti-camping bill, we hope that it would include meaningful protections for due process and meaningful protections for speech, including symbolic speech. That is why we stand in opposition to the current House Bill 404.
Thank you. Jan Sylvester.